Holiday celebrations.
Yes,
and your pets. So holiday celebrations underway. You know, in the middle of all of this, all the food, all the fun, you don't want to forget about your pets.
Yeah, what's good for you may not be good for your cat or your dog. And so there are 5 tips on this holiday pet safety segment we're doing with Dr. Courtney Campbell. Good to have you
It's
back.
good to see you.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me. This is fantastic.
Okay, so let's get right to it.
Right.
So mistletoe and holly, love it.
Yes. Listen, these are plants jump right to the top of the list when I think about holiday hazards, because for me, this is a joyous time of year. It's very celebratory, very decorative. But as everybody's enjoying the holiday season, I'm looking around and I see pet hazards. So I've kind of ruined the holiday for myself looking at all these things because they look hazardous to me.
But you have to take those things into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. So right up at first, at the top of the list, you mentioned mistletoe, holly, poinsettias. All 3 of those are potentially toxic. Poinsettias can certainly cause vomiting, diarrhea. Holly, if anybody's ever had yerba mate tea, they know that hollies can have a lot of caffeine. But they also have something called saponins, which is soap. And if you've ever had your mom wash your mouth out with soap, you know it can be really irritating.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But then, of course, mistletoe, it can also cause that. Now, I'll be honest with you. All 3 of those can potentially cause issues, right? But they pale in comparison to the toxicity that cats can get from eating lilies. That can shut the kidneys down and cause acute kidney failure.
Really?
We don't necessarily see that as much in dogs with lilies, but cats and lilies could be deadly.
That's good to know. What about tinsel?
Tinsel. Now, it's sharp, those fibers, and it's like, for a kitten, tinsel is like moth to a flame. And for some dogs, too, it's so attractive. Now, if the tinsel is by itself and loose, it can still ball up in the stomach and cause an obstruction. If it's on a garland, if it's on a string, that's even more deadly because it can act as a linear foreign body, and as it's sitting in the intestine's trying to move, and the string is sawing through the intestine. I had a young lady, she said to me, I'm making all of my Christmas gifts and holiday gifts for my family this year, and I put a needle and thread as high up as I could for my cat not to get it. It wasn't high enough, and the cat still ate the needle and thread. So be careful with that as well.
Okay. All right, so we get through Christmas, we've got New Year's, lots of noise, lots of things to celebrate, but this is not good either.
Well, they don't know what the celebration is, right? They don't realize that it's the new year. So all these new people, sounds. I just, where I live, I just saw fireworks recently. I didn't expect to see fireworks around this time. So if you know that your dog has noise anxiety, anxiety with a lot of people. Pinto is super calm even around people, right? But if your dog's not like this, then certainly call your vet and see if you can get a short course of medications to lower the anxiety level. Some supplements may work, but if your pet is already ramped up fear, they may need something a little stronger.
And of course, pets, even though they have fur, they're sensitive to the snow and cold weather as well.
Yeah, no doubt. They are unique. They're fascinating in that they have a type of circulation which prevents them from getting cold, where they exchange hot blood for cold blood, that sort of thing, at the level of their feet, but they can still get frostbite. So make sure that you protect those paws. If they're out there for a long time, there are special salves and ointments you can put at the bottom of the pad to prevent them from getting cracked and frostbitten.
Okay, good idea. Okay, and then real quick, let's talk about food. Chocolate, raisin, grapes, alcohol,
Knew
eggnog,
about the grapes, knew about the raisins, knew about the chocolate.
Yes.
But alcohol and eggnog?
Absolutely. Alcohol is serious business because it's around at this holiday season. Not only that, the fat content can cause vomiting and diarrhea. And then here's one that we almost never talk about: unbaked yeast dough. It's the yeast gets in the stomach. It's in a warm environment. It makes alcohol and carbon dioxide. They essentially are getting drunk from the dough in their stomach. So avoid the chocolate, the raisins, the grapes, the eggnog, like you mentioned, even though it's delicious, not for your pets. And then, of course, yeast dough.
Wow, a lot to think about, but thank you so much. Really useful stuff.
Well, I want to avoid a trip to the ER for all the pet parents out there.
So do we.
Yes.
Thanks so much,
Dr. Campbell.